Hi everyone, I'm Sandy and welcome back to my channel. Today I have an exciting video for you. If you follow my channel, you may know I read books off of the 1001 Books You Must Read Before You Die list, which means I read a lot of backlisted content. I don't always read new releases. Sometimes I struggle to find ones that really interest me. And I was out on Barnes& Noble book shopping because, let's be honest, I'm a book addict, I admit it, and I have all this open space on my shelves to fill. Gina Stanton reminded me that when we went book shopping this weekend. But I often will have trouble finding books. So I was out on Barnes& Noble and saw that they announced a prize. And this is the first year they've ever done this prize, and it is called the Discover Prize. So the prize itself celebrates the very best new authors, and Barnes and Noble booksellers are the ones that selected these particular books, and they read hundreds of books to narrow it down to a short list of 6. And I thought, why not take these 6, since Barnes and Noble is one of my favorite bookstores, and let's give some of these a go and see what I think of this. The prize will they've always had a discover new authors kind of section, but this is the first time they're offering a prize, and the prize will be selected or announced on October 12th. So I'm very excited about going through these books. I do have to say, I am in no way affiliated with Barnes & Noble. They are not sponsoring this video. I don't get any payment at all for this. I just happen to love Barnes & Noble and happen to come across this prize and really wanted to both promote it and to have everyone here help me out. I would love if everyone watching could leave a comment down below and let me know, which book do you think I should pick as my October pick for my new release. In my TBR, I actually didn't select anything, so I have room for another book on my TBR for October, and I'd love your opinion. So as I go through these, please leave me a comment down below and let me know which one you think I should pick up in October. All right, so the first, I'm just going to go through the books. I own 5. The 6th one is on pre-order and I don't own it yet. I did purchase all of these. None of these are ARCs. So yeah, we're just going to go through and see how it goes. All right, so the first book is Night of the Living Rez by Morgan Talty. This is actually a collection of short stories. I actually saw this on Brian at Bookish's channel, and he is currently reading this one. So I thought that was really cool to see someone else already picking this particular one up. The back of this says, set in a native community in Maine, Night of the Living Rez is a riveting debut collection about what it means to be a Penobscot in the 21st century and what it means to live, to survive, to persevere after tragedy. In 12 striking luminescent stories, author Morgan Talty, with searing humor, abiding compassion, and deep insight, breathes life into tales of family and a community as they struggle with a painful past and an uncertain future. A boy, a nurse, a jar that holds an old curse, which sets into motion his family's unraveling. A man while trying to swindle some pot from a dealer, discovers a friend passed out in the woods, his hair frozen into the snow. A grandfather suffering from Alzheimer's projects the past onto her grandmother. I said grandfather. A grandmother suffering from Alzheimer's projects the past onto her grandson, and 2 friends, inspired by Antiques Roadshow, I love that show, attempted to rob the tribal museum for valuable root clubs. A collection that examines the consequences and merits of inheritance, Night of the Living Rez is an unforgettable portrayal of an indigenous community and marks the arrival of a standout talent in contemporary fiction. Wow, cool. All right, so that's the first book. It's the only one in paperback. Yeah, so interesting. The second book is How High We Go in the Dark by Sequoia Nagamatsu. I can't speak today. So I love this cover. I wish you could feel it because it has a really great texture to it. Yeah, it's really, really nice. And this particular book says, in 2030, a grieving archaeologist arrives in the Arctic Circle to continue the work of his recently deceased daughter at the Batagaikas crater, while researchers are studying long-buried secrets now revealed in melting permafrost, including the perfectly preserved remains of a girl who appears to have died of an ancient virus. Oh boy. Okay. Once unleashed, the Arctic plague will reshape life on Earth for generations to come, quickly traversing the globe, forcing humanity to devise a myriad of moving and inventive ways to embrace possibility in the face of tragedy. In a theme park designed for terminally ill children, a cynical employee falls in love with a mother desperate to hold on to her infected son. A heartbroken scientist searching for a cure finds a second chance at fatherhood when one of his test subjects, a pig, develops the capacity for human speech. Oh, wow, okay. A widowed painter and her teenage daughter embark on a cosmic quest to locate a new home planet. There's more on the back flat, but I'll stop reading there. No, I wasn't expecting that. It sounds like there's some mystical components of this, and there's a pandemic plague also in this one. Interesting, but that is how high we go in the dark. And the next one, it has another beautiful cover. If they selected these books by the covers, they did a really, really good job. So the next one is called The Rabbit Hutch by Tess Gunty. I love this ombre kind of effect on this cover. So pretty. And this one says, the automobile industry has abandoned Vacaville, Indiana, leaving the residents behind too. In a rundown apartment building on the edge of town, commonly known as the Rabbit Hutch, a number of people now reside quietly, looking for ways to live in a dying city. Apartment C2 is lonely and detached. C6 is aging and stuck. C8 harbors an extraordinary fear, but C4 is of particular interest. Here live 4 teenagers who have recently aged out of the state foster care system, 3 boys and 1 girl. Blandine. Hauntingly beautiful and unnervingly bright, Blandine is plagued by the structures, people, and places that not only failed her, but actively harmed her. Now all that Blandine wants is an escape, a true bodily escape, like the mystics described in the books she reads. Cool. All right. I think that has a really interesting premise to it. But I'm letting you all again write in the comments which one you think I should read first. But The Rabbit Hutch by Tess Gunty. And then the next one is called Sweet, Soft, Plenty Rhythm by Warrell. And this particular one says, it's 2013 and Circus Palmer, a 40-year-old Boston-based trumpet player and an old-school ladies' man, lives for his music and refuses to be tied down. Before a gig in Miami, he learns that the woman who is secretly closest to the heart, this free-spirited drummer Maggie, is pregnant by him. Instead of facing the necessary conversation, Circus flees, setting off a chain of interlocking revelations from the various women in his life. Most notable among them is his teenage daughter Coco, who idolizes him and is awakening to her own sexuality, even as her mentally fragile mother struggles to overcome her rejection by Circus. Whoa, cool. Very interesting, this one. So that's Sweet, Soft, Plenty Rhythm by Warrell. And then the last book that I own is this one, All This Could Be Different by Thankam Mathews. And I do like this cover as well. Like I said, they did a great job picking the covers or doing cover design for these. So this one says, graduating into the long maw of an American reception, Sneha, I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce that name. It's Sneha, is one of the fortunate ones. She's moved to Milwaukee for an entry-level corporate job that, grueling as it may be, is the key that unlocks every door. She can pick up the tab at dinner with her new friend Tig, get her college buddy Tom hired alongside her, and send money to her parents back in India. She begins dating women, soon developing a burning crush on Mariana, a beguiling and beautiful dancer who always seems just out of reach. But before long, trouble arrives. Painful secrets rear their head, jobs go off the rails, eviction looms. Sneha struggles to be truly close and honest with anybody, even as her friendships deepen, even as she throws herself headlong into a dizzying romance with Mariana. It's then that Tig begins to draw up a radical solution to their problems, hoping to save them all. Wow, okay. So all this could be different. And then the last book doesn't come out until November 1st, and it's Trespasses by Louise Kennedy. The summary of this particular book says, amid daily reports of violence, Kushla lives a quiet life with her mother in a small town near Belfast. By day, she teaches at a parochial school. At night, she fills at her family's pub. There she meets Michael Agnew, a barrister who's made a name for himself defending IRA members. Against her better judgment, Michael is not only Protestant, but older and married. Kushla lets herself get drawn in by him and his sophisticated world, and an affair ignites. Then the father of a student is savagely beaten, setting in motion a chain reaction that will threaten everything and everyone Kushla most wants to protect. As tender as it is unflinching, Trespasses is a heart-pounding, heart-rending drama of thwarted love and irreconcilable loyalties in a place what you come from seems to count more than what you do or whom you cherish. I'm enamored for sure. I would love to be able to read that one. Unfortunately, it doesn't come out until November 1st and I don't own it. So if everyone in the comments wants me to read that one, it might end up in my November pick. So the 5 books that you can select from for me to read this month are, of course, All This Could Be Different. Let me see if I can stack them. All This Could Be Different, Sweet, Soft, Plenty Rhythm, The Rabbit Hutch, How High We Go in the Dark, and Night of the Living Rez. Those are the 5 books. So please let me know in the comments down below which one you would like to see me read first. And I would love to tackle that one. I won't be able to read many of these before the prize is actually announced, but very cool. I'm very happy to have these books in my life and to be picking them up hopefully somewhat soon. I'm going to put this down now because this is fairly heavy. I will leave links to Barnes & Noble's announcement in the description for you, so you can go and check it out. And as I said before, I'm not affiliated with Barnes & Noble. They just happen to be one of my favorite bookstores. So I'm excited for the prize. So I'm excited to see what they pick. Hopefully you like this and give me some great comments on which one you think I should read. But for today, as always, like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, everyone, thanks. Bye.